Hello, welcome back to Free Dad, free to play Raid Shadow Legends for 2024, day 4. First, I want to wish everybody a Merry late Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Happy New Year as well. I hope everybody had a great holiday season and continues to have one. For us, that typically involves a roughly 10 hours of traveling, spending multiple days away from the house with two young kids under 2. All I have to say is I am incredibly grateful for how well the kids travel and how well they can sleep in not their own bed at family's house with all of the holiday madness going on. Wanted to cover the agenda real quick for today's video. It'll be a quicker update. I think we're hitting the part where progress is slower than it normally starts at. You're not getting as much energy. You can spend less time in the game. We're not going to be using gems to spend on energy to do more farming to try to get different goals until we get to the events and tournaments for those fragments and for the fusions. So the general agenda is going to be the news update, see what's going on for news in game and in Discord. I did end up pulling a couple champions trying to chase that Venom Age from yesterday's video that we were unlucky to get. I ended up getting 2 more Ancient Shards, and I pulled those, so I'll showcase what I did get from them and trying to outlook plans on them. And then we'll give a quick update on our missions and our goals. And then lastly, I also have an account where I've been playing Raid for 4+ years. It's a free to play account, and I have saved up 10 Void Shards. I'm really wanting a Crizia. I've been playing that account for so long that a Crizia would actually make a difference on the account, would speed things up. So we'll be jumping in there last to pull those. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get one. We haven't had one in a very long time. It is very hard to get those. So with the mercy system being at 200, it takes a little bit of time. So let's collect our day 4 rewards. Nice little book here. Let's get all our free goodies. Claim these. All right, so we got news. No icon for it. We talked about this. We already know about the summoning event going on. So no news in game, and it looks like on Discord as well, we don't have any news to talk about. So really brief update on news. Sometimes no news is good news, so you can focus on some other events, which will be really nice. So let's check our market. We'll get these mystery shards so we can collect our mission here. All right, let's talk about those ones that we pulled. I was pretty happy with them. So Cord in the blue, he is incredibly great on hard Fire Knight, something we will not touch for a very long time. But what's really nice about him is this A2. So he attacks all enemies 2 times. Each of those hit have booked up to a 65% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown. My plan is to build him on Relentless once I get a little bit more, so I can hopefully use him as a wave CC for Doom Tower, for just those hard ones, so that way, or just those hard dungeons, so that way when we are going through those waves, he can CC them basically the entire time, and with his A3, bring in an increased speed on all allies for 2 turns, and also filling the turn meter. He should be getting back to that relatively fast. And then he also puts a 5%, or he also increases the turn meter 5% for each freeze debuff placed by this. So he should be getting back to him because he also places freeze or has a chance to place freeze a 35% on a triple hitter. So he's going to recycle that freeze is my goal. And he's going to be able to lock up each of those waves so the rest of the team can be one about killing the waves, also utilized for killing the boss, and then like the supports for the boss, so that way I can really focus on the boss and not have to worry so much about what the waves are doing. And then my other one, I think if I remember right, yes, we got a Spirit Host, which is great. I know she's a farmable champion from the campaign, but she also is one of the fusions, and I think it's for Razenhide, which is actually going to be one of the missions coming up. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe I'm missing this. Ah, here she is. So for Relic Keeper, she is one of the fusions. I think he might also be one of the missions. So, anyways, anytime you get one for a fusion for a better champion, always a big win for us. Um, so we got this. Let's go ahead and switch this out with another one that we can just kind of slowly bring up. So that's kind of my champions. My goals for those champions with this Seguini, she's going to be a support based tank for me. I'm trying to build her up in a shield just to provide a little bit more survivability. I really don't know what I'm going to do with him or if I'm going to do anything with him. And then the rest of these rares, I don't plan on doing anything with probably besides food. When it comes to our missions and our goals, so we have our missions here. So we're winning 50 bronze, silver, gold, um, arena medals. We're working on that, and then it will be level 16. I have an item set in level 15 ready to go for this. And then it's just clearing missions. It's going to be more about time consuming stuff. None of these do jump out as very hard besides the arena one, just because we are a little bit higher up. We can deal 1,000,000 damage on the clan boss. I'm trying to save my clan boss keys if I can do some farming to get up to that point so I don't have to wait. The level 5 ascension will be a stopping point for us, but I'm really hoping that during some of this farming, we can get the potions that we need for it, and then we'll be back on the arena missions. So there's nothing that comes up that's really going to jump out and be like a big stopping point for us. Um, that I can see for the foreseeable future. This is going to be very important, and we're one away from it. Typically, that can be a harder one if you haven't been actively doing the mission or actively doing champion training. This is going to pair very nicely with the arena missions. So we're going to be actively going in there farming the arena missions, but nothing really jumps out, which will be really, really great. And we'll be able to get the Sacred Shard, and it will be halfway there, which I think technically is more than halfway because we have 76 and 75 and then 75 and then 60. So it'll be really, really nice to go ahead and get her. That's going to be kind of the goals update. We haven't really done much besides just one here for our arena. We're one stage away from getting a gold once we get to this one. And it's just, we're plucking off the teams again. So we're looking at the team thinking, hey, can we beat this team? We're selecting it and we're hoping for the best. A lot of these, I'm not too worried about a win-loss record right now. Um, it doesn't matter for anything for the mission wise. So it's kind of nice that we can just click on them. These do refill a little bit slower, but you also get from the daily time allots on here, and then for some of the missions as well. So it fills up pretty quickly. That's going to be the update on this account. Give me 1 second. I'm going to jump into the other account. We're going to test our luck to see if we can get a Void Legendary. Be right back. All right, we are back. So this is my account I've been playing for over 4 years. It's been a free-to-play account. I'll kind of give you a quick update, kind of where everything's at. So starting with the Great Hall, I got a lot of level 10s going with it. Once you do get into the gold 4, gold 5, it it becomes a lot easier to get these. So I make sure I jump in. I do my dailies with my arena team. Just refresh. I really don't care much what the first team is in this. I have my speed lead, my increased speed and accuracy, and then I lock their passives or actives out, and then I nuke with my ethos. So it looks a little bit like this. Nice, quick, easy 5 second farm most of the time. If I lose the speed battle, once again, I really don't care, but I'll just pluck off the one man teams. The winning percentage doesn't really matter for me at this point in the game. Um, it's more about just getting these missions done so I can kind of spend some more time on things that I would like to spend more time on. One of the things that I really enjoy is the clan boss. I was hoping I was going to have a key to show you. Here's my clan boss team right here. It's Myth-Foo Eater, or the Myth-Foo, yeah, I think Myth-Foo Eater is the name of it. Typically does anywhere from 100 if I have a bad affinity to 120 if I have a good affinity. And then it does one keys Nightmare and then a one key Brutal as well. So it's really nice because the auto battles do work on this, and it just auto battles them all. It took me a while to get that built up. Hydra, I don't spend too much focus in. I pop this team in, let it go on auto, get my 6.6 or whatever is needed on the beginning. We're not a clan that focuses on this Hydra clash very much. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. We don't really stress about it too much. So I get my normal key in, and then I pop this team in for hard. It does do some pretty good damage on there. There's nothing special with it. This is not tuned for anything. This is not built any particular way. There's no provoke sets on them. The AI is set up just to make sure he uses his provoke first and then A1, and he doesn't use his A3. But otherwise, it gets the job done, and you can see Artak really carries the team here. My Lydia is built for a Go Second Arena team, so nothing really specialized with it. I could probably rebuild them if I wanted to. I have a Brutal team, but I just haven't ran the key yet. My Brutal team does not get the top chest. It normally floats around the Warrior or the Knight chest. Um, but once again, it's not too big of a focus. Doom Tower, it's pretty easy for me. I have a pretty well built out roster. I was just farming this to get the Void one here, so I had 10. Secret Rooms really isn't much of a focus. I do have quite a bit of Secret Room champions. Um, I don't know if I can actually see where it shows them, but I do have quite a bit of them that make it a little bit easier. The Cursed City, I'm kind of hard stuck on this little portion here to get the last key. I can't seem to get past this last wave. This reindeer right here just gives me some issues. Mixed with a reviver, two revivers. It just seems to give me some issues with there. I can't get enough damage out of this team. I haven't tried to really rebuild them yet, but I think that'll be something I might do in the future, depending on how much time is left. Because like I said, I'm just one away. I don't think I'm going to have any problems with this. I have a pretty good roster for it. I don't have really the extensions for this one yet. That wasn't a focus of mine. And then this one is surprisingly a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. So I can't get past that one, and that's really not focused. So it would be this stage right here. If you do have any tips for it, by all means, let me know. Let me know if you built them a special way. If you do have any of these champions on the roster, let me know. I've noticed we have some of this champion, which I do have level 50, so I could build them out. But it's just kind of hard stuck, and I don't want to think too hard about it. So that's those. When it comes to the tag team, I don't really focus on it. I'll get in and do my 5. Faction Wars, I do have Lydia. Everything is 12, or everything is, what is it, 63 star? Yeah, 63 star. For my dungeons, I run a full auto team here, just block debuffs, or block damage, and then they reset, and then you get all the damage from there. Full auto, it takes roughly anywhere from 2 minutes to 4 minutes, depending on how much the reflect damage is. I'll get my 6 keys on Sundays. I'll refresh and get more keys. Not gonna worry about those. Those are super easy. I solo farm this one with my ethos. I have 4 in there right now, or 3 in there right now, getting masteries. The Ice Column Peak, it's a solo team. When tournament come up, I don't really I don't have a passion right now for like farming the gear to go high level. So when the tournaments do come up, I just do 8, and I'll just throw in some food that I want to up level. So let's find the Duchess that I just pulled. So I'm kind of working on leveling up Duchess right now. You have a better arena, so I just throw this in. It is almost the same exact strategy for every single dungeon one that I do, or a dungeon drivers. For whatever reason, level 8 gives you higher gear, more points per the energy. So I just go in and I farm the food, or I farm up my champions that I need to level up for now the Cursed City. So those are my teams. Otherwise, for the actual Golem, I do have some presets. So I run a Seer team where Seer pretty much kills the waves with these, and then Artag solos it. My Fire Knight team, Nut is a big hero here. He just pretty much takes everybody out. But Seer with Lydia, with Renegade, and then two people pretty much to kill the wave or kill the boss. That's how a lot of these teams work. This is my Spider 25. It's all about burning and then some max HP. My Sand Devil, I use a cheese team here. I don't farm Sand Devil very often unless I needed it for a mission. Here's my Ultra Nightmare Brutal and Nightmare Clan boss. Here is my Dragon team. So it just knock them down with a lot and then just let the poisons go. And then it's pretty much I clear the waves with a decreased defense and weekend from Venus, poison, and also more damage. And then she nukes, and then we reset for the next wave. For the Iron Twins, we looked at this one. This is my speed farming team for the Fire Knight dungeon on level 8. She just solos it all, so I put her in there with food. As far as 20 team, this is about I think it's like a 4-second. I don't need either of these cold hearts or the Renegade. He can pretty much just one shot. Ice Golem, speed farm. This is for level 20. It's all about the poison. So once we get to Ice Golem, Calvalax just puts up poisons right away. These three do the waves. And then I've done a little bit of hard dungeon. So this will do stage 10. The rat solos it. And then I really don't know what this team is all about. And then we have a hard spider where I forget this champion's name, but really good at all the poison explosions on there, which is like ticking. If you have a hex on the champion, it deals damage on all the other ones from that poison. So it does kill pretty quick. I think it's like a 30-second farm. I don't really farm the hard spider very much, but I have it for the missions. So those are going to be this. I don't mess around with Shogun at all. It's zero interest to me. I think that's going to be the account overview. So let's look at champions real fast. So my roster is pretty well built out. You're going to see a lot of, sometimes unfortunate, until we got some stuff that he actually shines at. I got 3 of them. So lucky me. I used whoever was the Ascension for this, and the same there, and the same there. I just used her, and him just a lot in content. But most of these are going to be either fusion champions, free champions, or sometimes unfortunate luck. So this is my roster. I'll just kind of quickly scroll through this to give you an idea of what I kind of got going on. Here's my vault. Got some legendaries in there, and then some more unranked ones. Just some more duplicates I don't know what to do with. I have some duplicate epics in there for the faction guardians. And then the reserve vault, just some more in there that don't have gear. I've just leveled them up slightly a little bit for some champion training events. Something that I am really striving forward in this is this Lady McCoggan fusion. I was able to pull her and a Duchess in the last 1+1 Sacred on my 16th Sacred. So I was deep into Mercy. Felt pretty comfortable. I got it on that one, so that's why I pulled for it. I would love to either pull her or this epic, which really I've gotten like 4 or 5 copies of her before, but I don't think she has a very good kit that would really help me. So she has just always been food. So that kind of counteracted against me. Other than that, I do have everybody, and I actually have this lovely 5-star soul for her and a 2-star. I don't know why I'm going to keep the 2-star, but I'm going to keep the 2-star just in case. If I ever get this guy, I have a 5-star. I've gotten quite a bit of mythical ones in these, which are kind of always interesting. And then I have some other ones just kind of sitting here. When we're talking about the voids that we're going to pull today, I'd love to get her if it happens. Would not mind him whatsoever. I have him. Would not mind him whatsoever. These would be really great for Hydra. They'd be really important for me. When it comes to the reason why I'm pulling for this 10 times. So she is arguably one of the best, if not the best champions in the game. Sweet little dwarf looking person. Like I love the helmet. Looks really cool design. But what makes her important, so you attack one enemy, the 45% chance to decrease defense and damage increases by 10% every time the skill is used, stacks up to 100%. But what's really important here is it scales off of enemy maxed HP on an A1. So that's great. If that wasn't good enough, you have attacks while enemies 2 times, places a shield buff on the champion for 2 turns. Value of shield is equal to 5% of the champion's max HP for each critical hit. Also scales on max HP, the enemy max HP. 2 of them. It gets better. We have 3 that actually scale on it. A double hitter, attack one enemy, double hit. 80% chance of stealing 100% of target's turn meter. Think spiders. Think anything else that you can do turn meter manipulation. Going to be really good. If you can't do it, still going to be really good. This effect cannot be resisted if the target has a higher max HP than this champion. So nowhere in here do you really need accuracy unless you wanted to put this decreased defense. So with them all scaling off of enemy max HP and then HP, you could make this champion's HP as high as possible. You're going to get a bigger shield for these critical ones. You want crit damage or crit rate up to 100, and then crit damage as high as you can. But you really don't need much of the extras, which make her absolutely amazing for it. That would be one of the big drivers. If you had to think about any others that would change my account, really I'm looking to make my account more fun. Not really like progress my account per se, but make it more fun. I think Yumiko would make it more fun. She's going to speed up. She has those resets. She would be kind of nice in arena. I would absolutely love Hegemon. He would make it more fun. He has this passive where he always goes first. I think that would just be fun. You can just kind of play around with it. Georgid hits incredibly hard. Never would not take him. Let's see if there's anybody else that kind of jumps out that would kind of make it fun. You would be nice, and Sifi would obviously be nice as well. Necrid Sifi totally would be great. Catraxa would actually be kind of fun. I like the big damage numbers, and I think she would be really great when it comes to that. Let's see. Leo would be cool. Like I said, Tamisi would be really cool too. There's a lot of really would be cool. I think Jagar would be cool. He has this cool little passive where instantly attacks an enemy with debuff skill or with the default skills whenever they receive damage from a poison. And this debuff skill has a book to 75% chance to sleep them. So they would receive the tick, he attacks, sleeps before they can even go. I think it just could be kind of fun to mess around with him, have some fun. Chris obviously would be great too. This guy, I didn't know much about him until I had to play him in the Curse City, play against him in the Curse City, and I think he would be absolutely really good for Doom Tower. When it comes to voids on barbarians, not really any jumps out besides Turvold. Cardiel would be really good. And then Shocking. I have all of those, but she was a fusion, a freebie, unlucky, lucky. He just really doesn't do much for me since I have a Draco. I'm not going to switch up my clan boss team for him to move everybody else in poisons. And then these two, obviously, Terrace and Mariska would be great. If I had to pick one of them, it would definitely be Terrace first and then Mariska, even though I do have the souls for her. So with that said, let's jump in. Have enough room. We got 10. Got a progressive right here. We want our girl Crizia. And fingers crossed. If I do pull her, I think everybody has to watch this video. You have to like and subscribe. Deal? Deal. Just waiting. Am I going to at least get an epic? No. All right. 10 voids. That's 10 void rares. That's an unfortunate part about being free to play, not pulling during A2 times, and only pulling towards a progression chance. There's still a very, very limited chance to actually get this. Renegade, really great. Would love her on the other account. Outside of that, there's no one really even a highlight here. But now I'll just keep farming the clan boss to try to get some more shards. So thank you everybody for watching. Feel free to like, comment, even though we did not get a Krizia. Maybe I can get like, a pity comment. Hope you enjoy the series. Gonna do some more farming on the other account, work on those missions, those arena battles, and we will check in tomorrow. Happy New Year.